Here from Frank Mann Field in Alexandria, Virginia, the Bethesda Big Train are in prime position to clinch the CRCBL for the second consecutive year. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. Pleasant good evening to whoever you may be. Tyler Gallo and Ben Bobek here with you on Big Train TV. So we're ready to set started for what was originally scheduled to be a doubleheader, but now just one game starting here at 6:45. The Big Train get ready to go with Darius Foster leading things off against starting pitcher Connor Campbell for the Aces. Ben, how are we doing tonight?
Absolutely fantastic. Just happy to be playing baseball after a significant rain delay, but field in great condition. Storms have passed, and we're ready to roll.
Swing and a miss by Darius Foster on the first pitch, and we're underway. 6:45 on the dot. Foster batting leadoff tonight and playing left field. Campbell with a nice pitch to start things off. Here's the 0-1 offering from him. Sets and delivers. Foster bounces one foul down the first base. I hear the Big Train dugout, and Christian Martin skips out of the way of that one, and it's 0-2. Foster's been doing a tremendous job of getting on base this year and really just excelling putting the ball in play. King of the BABIP. The 0-2. Again, fouled off, and we'll do it one more time. Foster behind the 8 ball here with an 0-2 count. Campbell once again has him right where he wants him. Here's the pitch. Up high a little bit. Nearly sailed over his glove, and it's 1-2. Home plate umpire tonight is Jeff Lawhorn. He'll be calling the balls and strikes. And the other two, first base Jim Clayton and third base Andy Simons. Here's the 1-2. It's outside, 2-2. Something we've seen a bit with Foster this year is just how good he is at working counts and doing just that right here. 2-2. Foster again fouls it off and really putting up a good fight here.
Yeah, absolutely. Quickly down an 0-2 count and then working back, fouling off a couple balls, stretching this out to a pretty decent at-bat for the leadoff hitter for Big Train. Now, 7th pitch coming in on the next one.
Foster out of Sacramento State. Here's the 2-2. Hits one right, rifles it in the air to center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit, and Foster's going to turn, and he's going to head for 2. Throw in a bit lackadaisical, and he's going to get it in there with a double. So a leadoff double for Darius Foster, using that speed to his advantage, and that'll bring up Keith Torres. Very nicely placed on that, and really took advantage of the defense falling asleep on that play. Takes second base on the double.
Number 9, Keith Torres.
So Keith Torres, the 2-hole hitter, shortstop, will likely be the everyday shortstop going forward as we express our congratulations to Mr. Austin Gauthier, who has signed with the Los Angeles Dodgers organization. So congratulations to him. Really going to miss him here in his .458 on-base percentage. Runner on second is Foster. First pitch to Torres. Ball zips in there, but it's just a bit high and in. Ball 1. Torres, another guy that really draws a lot of walks and gets on base in any way he can. And with a runner in scoring position, he has to put in some work. 1-0, just low. Ball 2, 2-0. Really been impressed with his eye this year at the plate.
Yeah, absolutely. Very patient hitter. But he can put some solid scorch on one as well. As you saw Foster with a hard hit ball in the right field gap, able to leg it out to a leadoff double here. Try to get the Big Train offense going. Kind of up and down over the last 4 games, but yeah. Last night, especially against these Aces.
This time is called here. We'll
big night.
Restart things over. Yeah, big night. Magic numbers down to 1. Big Train in prime position to clinch the CRCBL. Just up and in again outside. Ball 3. And with a 3-0 count here, we'll see what's on. Don't know if he has the green light, especially with Campbell missing his spots a little bit here. But we'll have to see.
Probably not a guy who wants the green light. Gets a decent amount of satisfaction of being able to work the base on balls.
So 3-0 to Torres. Again, ball 4, and he is aboard. And there's 2 runners on for Matt Thomas, the second baseman.
I think that's probably the 6th position we've seen Thomas play now. All 3 spots in the outfield. First base, and now second base, plus the designated hitter. Oh, yeah, and catcher.
Said he couldn't play short or pitch.
So 6th field position plus a DH.
Maybe he can Austin Romine and play every position. Never seen him do that, though. First pitch to him.
Time left in the season if he wants to try.
Yeah, again, zips it right up in. And once they clinch, maybe they'll give him a chance. But keep tacking on here. 2 runners on with nobody out here at Frank Mann Field. Go over the field dimensions in just a second. Here's the pitch to Thomas. Again outside and called a strike, and it's 1-1. So it's 308 down the left field line and 319 down the right field line, and then center is 405. Even though it says 397, it's actually 405. Pitch to Thomas again, catches the outside half the plate, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, nice location there from the lefty Campbell out of the College of Charleston.
So 1-2. Campbell has it where he wants him. The long hold looks back at the runners on the base pass. He sets and delivers and spins around and tries to do a wheel throw. No one standing near second base. And Thomas goes down on a swing and a miss. And for out number 1, that'll bring up Grant Knipp. Really just dissected him there with some good fastballs.
Yeah, a lot of stuff on the outside edge. Thomas just couldn't quite get bat to ball there.
Grant Knipp, freshly minted Campbell Camel, transferred from Alabama. Big South, team Cedric Mullins played for in college. Campbell has his delivery. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle, strike number 1. This will be our second to last trip to Alexandria now that there's another game.
Yeah.
Depending on how the playoffs go as well. Second place Aces at the moment. Here's the 0-1. Skips away, and that'll move both base runners up. That comes high off the backstop. And it's going to go as a wild pitch. Straight wild pitch there. Kind of bounced it in front of the plate, and not really much Matt Stone could have done behind the dish. So Torres on second and Foster at first, or on third now with 1 out. Let's see what Knipp is doing here. He's been pretty hot of late. Couple hits picked up over the last couple of weeks. This Big Train looking to tack on early and often here against the Aces. Aces with their white pinstriped uniforms, white and blue pinstripes, and Big Train in their black, straight black uniforms. Another one catches the zone. It's 1-1, or 1-2.
Big Train brought home 2 in the first frame last night in the makeup game between these two teams at Povich Field. Able to jump on a hot start and then add offensively as the night went on. Eventually a 14-2 win after 8 innings. Going to get off to a similar start here tonight.
Ball caught outside.
Good spot there.
To a very good spot for Campbell, and
close.
In prime position here to get another 2-0 lead early. Big Train did not homer in their lone trip down here. No one homered in that game. That center field fence is pretty deep from here.
We might have to do a little home run pool here.
Up the middle, that's going to go through for a base hit, and that'll score 2. Torres waving home. Foster's in to score. It's a 2 RBI single for Grant Knipp, and the Big Train are already up 2-0 as we speak.
Stay hot, Grant Knipp. Checks in with another RBI here. I believe that's a 4 or 5 game hitting streak for him now. He's been on a tear as of late.
Really showing Campbell what they got out of him.
And has really thrived since batting in the cleanup role. We've seen more of, obviously, Pepe's been out for a couple days working through some things, but Knipp, in his absence, has stepped up to the plate in a big way.
So here's Kemp Alderman. Takes one low, ball 1. Alderman nearly homered twice last night, just once. Hit the top of the fence for a double later in the game. Kemp Alderman's got all kinds of crazy power. 1-0 offering to him.
Now up to 5 RBIs in his last 4 games.
Bounces one to short. Backing up on it is the shortstop. Farquhar to second for 1. Back to first, not in time as Alderman beats it out. So it's going to be a 6-4-3 fielder's choice. And it's still 2-0 with Brady Gump coming to the dish. So Nip out at second. Alderman to first.
Hard hit ball there from Kemp. Obviously not where he was hitting him last night, but still not easy for Farquhar to handle in the shortstop hole. Had to back up on that thing. Was taking a wicked hop straight to him.
Excuse me, Jack Cohn up to the plate.
And able to beat out the throw to first as well.
Cohn ropes one into left center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit, and he will get to first. Almost looked like he slipped in the batter's box.
Yeah,
Not sure what happened there. As he stands at first base.
Kind of gingerly down to first base as well. I'm sure he'll get checked out by first base coach and hitting extraordinaire Sam Bender down there.
So that moves up Alderman to second. So here's Brady Gump, the right fielder. Oh, I guess it might have been a hidden ball trick to end the inning. So the Aces get out of it, but they do allow 2 runs. Big Train up 2-0. As I guess tagged out at second base is Grant Nip, and we'll have more on that, I guess, when we come back here on Big Train TV. Big Train coming on defense now, and coming to the mound is one of the most sparkling pitchers of late, Matt Bedford, in his 1.35 ERA, 22 strikeouts in 20 innings pitched, and fresh off of a CRCBL pitcher of the week. As you can see here, he pitched 5 hitless innings against DC in that no-hit game. His first offering to leadoff hitter Blake McCray, outside, ball 1. Really just been impressed with Matt Bedford this season and how he has handled himself out on the mound.
Yeah, absolutely. You see those staggering season numbers, dominant with the strikeout ball, able to limit the amount of walks allowed, and has just been sparkling.
That ball's cracked into deep right center field, but heading over forward is Gump. He makes the play for out number 1, a loud F9 on that play.
Yeah, loudest contact we've heard off of Bedford in a while.
Bedford, we've been told, will be pitching during the Israel game. Good tests for him out on the mound. He's been pretty unfazable this year. So here's Garrett Farquhar, who recently won Offensive Player of the Week for Alexandria. Is a nice breaking ball, bends in there. We've talked about that quite a bit. 0-1. And it's just impressive how it just spins. Bedford's 0-1. Again in there, and it's 0-2. Just nasty stuff.
Yeah, and just pinpoint control. I think as we talked about during DC, the way he was able to paint the outside edges of the plate on both on hitters from both sides.
That's fouled off right near first base coach
And
for Alexandria.
and force hitters into swings like
Yeah.
that. Obviously protecting on the 0-2 count, but also just not sure if that ball is a strike given how it bends, how it moves. Got to be in a swing mentality when you're facing a guy like Bedford because he can pinpoint him for called strikes anytime.
So the breaking ball does bend out of the zone there and skips in the chalk. 1-2.
But for Farquhar, on a swing like that, or a pitch like that rather, good ability to stop himself from going around and force a called ball.
Bedford ready to go. Here's the 1-2. Ripped into left field, but coming on is Foster, and he'll make the play for out number 2. 2 hard hit outs in the first inning, and that'll bring up Bobby Zmarzlak, the Terp.
Zmarzlak, the player of the game for Alexandria last night. 2 doubles, the only 2 RBIs of that game for the Aces.
Bedford facing off against him, ready to go again. Here's the first pitch. Good breaking ball, just missed a bit, and it's a 1-0 count. 1-0 to Zmarzlak, who, yes, did have 2 RBI last night. Big Train picked up 2 runs in their opening inning, and then was ended on a hit and ball trick, 8-6 putout. Very smart defensive effort by Farquhar, the man who was just up.
However, you got to get him.
Exactly. 2-0. It's outside. 3-0. We'll see how Bedford attacks with a 3-0 count. If he just works around him or goes and lays one in there.
Not a guy you want to give a pitch to hit.
Yeah. Zmarzlak bounces one to third. Tough hop for the third baseman, Sean Newell. He fires first, and it's not going to be in time, so it's going to be an infield hit for Bobby Zmarzlak, and that's the first hit that Bedford has allowed and since a couple outings.
Yeah, 6 straight no-hit innings coming into this one, as you saw there. Well-deserved of the CRCBL Pitcher of the Week last week.
So,
And there's a really tough play for Sean Newell. You talked about how Bedford would attack Zmarzlak. You saw it working a heater way inside, and Zmarzlak just able to get the bat around on it. A little towards the handle there, the contact, and just sharply as Sean Newell. And speedy Zmarzlak able to beat it out.
Mark Catula fouls one off and way out of play, 0-1. Bedford working from the stretch always. So we don't have to worry about him actually working from the stretch here. Quick and succinct to the plate. 0-1 to Mark Catula. Big cat. Yeah, Big Cat they call him. Catches the outside part of the plate. 1-1.
Yeah, found his location there. Near eye sitting up outside, wanting it there and getting it.
So 1-1 with Zmarzlak on first. Here's the pitch. Again outside, and the count runs to 2-1.
It's a pretty good nickname.
Barstool Big Cat. Dan Katz, his actual name. Mark Catula. CC at Barstool Big Cat. He steps out for a bit and will regather himself in the box.
Not a fresh dirt to work in there after the rain delay.
Almost an hour and a half rain delay. Good pitch there from Bedford. Spins into the zone. It's 2-2.
Yeah, nice breaker there. Just catching the outside edge. Starting over the plate, working outside. Hitter's trying to lay off as that thing's breaking away from him. No chance to really turn on it, put anything on it. Pinpoint location accuracy.
Bedford got the fly ball working tonight. Looking for another one here. Here's the 2-2. He delivers. Flies one into right field. Going to be a tough play for Gump coming on. He's going to dive, and he will not make the catch. It falls in front of him. And heading to third is Zmarzlak on the single by Mark Catula. That falls just in front of Brady Gump.
Yeah, tough play there for Brady out and right. Had a good angle on it, put a good dive, and was able to block it. You know, luckily not letting it get behind him, not letting it skirt away all the way to the fence. Jack Cohn in pretty good position to back up if needed.
Number 32, Scotty Morgan.
So here's Scott Morgan, the designated hitter. Morgan had an adventure in the field yesterday, to say the least.
Venture at the plate as well.
First pitch. Just outside, ball 1.
George Mason product, I believe.
Just like our assistant GM, Patrick Chapman.
The Patriots.
1-0 to the Patriot. Big, lofty swing and a miss there. It's 1-1. Bedford fooled him on that one. Flashes a grin.
We've seen some big cuts from Scott Morgan.
All or nothing. 1-1 from Bedford. Checks, delivers. Inside, strike number 2. Big Train would send up next inning. Bottom of the order, Gump, Sean Ewell, and Neareye. On deck, Connor Offshack would be next, the third baseman. Bedford's 1-2 to Morgan. Here's the pitch. Sets up outside.
Yeah, Neareye like that one.
Good setup pitch. Maybe he can dart himself back to where he wants to be. 2-2. Fouled off, and they'll do it one more time.
Trying to work that curveball back inside after the setup pitch with the heater away, like you said. Hit the location, and Morgan just able to stay on top of it a little bit and keep himself alive, as Freddie Mercury would say.
2-2. Rockets 1 to third. Tough play for Sean Ewell. It's going to get through and off of his glove. So a base hit there for Scott Morgan. A very tough ball to handle for Sean Ewell. And it's 2-1 as Alexandria cuts the lead in half.
Yeah, it's a tough play. As hard as it was hit straight to him, just tried to quickly backhand it, not able to get in position to get straight down on it. And just hard hit off his glove a little bit. Maybe a little bit straight under it. Couldn't quite tell, but good RBI there for Scott Morgan.
Connor Offshack stands in. 3 consecutive hits against Match Bedford after getting 2 quick outs to start this inning and his outing. First pitch runs inside, ball 1. Adam Schwartz, the left fielder, due up next. His time is called. And Bedford just lollipops one in there. So looking for new baseballs.
3 of them to be exact.
1-0. Bedford gets his sign. Sets up outside. Here's the pitch. Good take there from Connor Offshack. It's 2-0.
Yeah, was very tempted.
Bedford delivers his pitch. The pitch, and it's fouled way down the right field line near the bathrooms. It's 2-1.
I haven't been that far down there.
I'll have to check
You
it out.
scattered it out?
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I was over there talking to people on the phone, but looks pretty good.
Big Shot's got people to talk to. Good for you.
Just my buddies at school. Here's the pitch.
A lot of hockey news.
Fouled off again. Yeah. RMU hockey is back, ladies and gentlemen. They wrongly canceled it, and 3 months too late, or 3 months later, decided to bring it back.
Has it really been 3 months?
Nearly 3 months. About 2 months and some change. It happened on May 26th, which seems like...
See, I mean, it's the coincidence is kind of crazy because that's right about when we started on this journey.
Yeah.
Through the big train summer.
2-2, nearly rolling to a close here. The pitch. Back pick on the runner first, and they got him hung up. Morgan drifted a little bit too far off the base pass, and they're going to get a run down here. And Torres, the flying Hawaiian, flies into him and gets him out there for out number 3. So adventures on the base pass through the first 2 innings, but the Big Train still lead at 2-1. We head to the top of the second here on Big Train TV. Brady Gump leads things off here against Colin Campbell. And lanky toss to the mound, and it's 1-0 outside. Gump in right tonight after a few days off. Did come in as a defensive replacement mid-game a couple of games ago. Catches outside corner of the plate, and it's 1-1. Campbell's 1-1. Whew.
Right at us.
Fouled right back at us.
Whew. Good morning.
Yeah, sun's out.
Where are we? What's going on?
Baseball. So Gump will attack one more time. 1-2. Here's the pitch. Bounces one right to second base. There's the play. It's bobbled, and that's going to be an error on the second baseman, J.J. Gonzalez. So his first game in. It makes a tough play out there. And it's going to be scored as an error on the second baseman, E4, for Brady Gump to allow him to reach. Nolan Shawnuel up to the plate.
They can yell at us all they want. Stay mad, man. What number is he? Number is this guy?
Shawnuel smacks one down the right field line. That's going to get into the corner and going to be big trouble for the Aces. Heading for third is Gump. He's going to be waved home to score. Shawnuel stops at second with a double. The throw-in is cut off, and Nolan Shawnuel drives an RBI double to make this a 3-1 ball game.
Yeah, so not technically 2 errors for him in the field, but not as clean as he would have loved to play them, but able to come right back up and answer at the bat with another insurance run there.
Making up for some slack.
Scores Gump easily from first. Shawnuel might have had a chance at third, but able to sit in with a stand-up RBI double for Nolan.
So that'll bring up the bottom of the order. Danny Neary, catcher. Big Train added a new catcher today, Colin Tuft.
CT.
As Neary fouls it off. We might see him soon. The replacement for Austin Gauthier on the squad. 3-sport athlete in high school. Committed to Virginia. First offering, or the 0-1 offering to Neary. Takes a strike, and it's 0-2. We're due to get him up in the booth at some point. Here's the 0-2. Foul or rip down the left field line, heading towards the corner and going to careen down near the Aces bullpen.
The
And it's
open
0-2.
bullpen.
4
Kinda
hits, 3 hits across the board today.
Kind of like Oakland in that regard.
Yeah.
Just straight down the foul lines.
And the old Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome, where the Twins used to play. Taken outside, strike 3 called, and Neary is rung up for out number 1. Order turns over for Darius Foster, fresh off of his leadoff double to start things off tonight.
Number 8.
Yeah, probably a single for most hitters, but with his base awareness and combined with the speed, he stretched that out and was able to take advantage, coming home to score after advancing a third on the wild pitch. Already with some early desecration of the
Foster squares to bunt and fouls it way back into the screen, 0-1.
batter's box line on the inside. Really likes to dig those spikes into the dirt. Get it all.
And we've noticed how sound defensively the catcher Stone is in his games against the Big Train this year. Dealing with Foster, he would have had to feel that ball.
Slightly choked up here on the bat, Darius. We'll see if he shows again.
0-1. Rips one in the air, foul. 0-2.
Bunt apparently off.
No longer required. And will not definitely be on here. With 2 strikes.
This is like the best look I've seen in his batting gloves, too. They're sweet.
They're
Little
nice.
black Franklin, little San Francisco Don's gold accents on him.
Very, very sleek. Here's the 0-2 offering.
Choked up a little bit more now. He's got that little thumb protector going.
Takes it inside, ball one. Tremendous awareness at the plate and discipline to lay off good pitches. Sun's out now. It was raining for about, it was spitting for about an hour. And they canceled the second game.
Right around 75 degrees, slightly overcast here. Very nice day for baseball.
Foster ropes one right at second base as Gonzalez makes the play for out number 2. And the big train will send Keith Torres up the dish with a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, second piece of nice contact for Darius, straight through that hole. That one a little bit lower than that leadoff double last inning. And right at Gonzalez, shaded towards the second base bag.
Keith
Sean
Torres.
heads up to get back to second, avoid being doubled off there to essentially end the inning.
He walked his first time up and came around to score. On the grip nip, 2 RBI double. First pitch to the flying Hawaiian. And they'll do another wheel spin around and
Nobody even covered.
yeah. Just trying to entice him off the base. I mean, if he did throw, no one was there to cover that. Torres hits one a mountain in the air near the big train dugout, heading into foul territory. It's going to skip behind for strike one.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to keep an eye on how the shadows start to unfold for Schwartz and Darius Foster out there in the left field.
Yeah, most of the
That
field.
entire corner reaching towards third base is now in the shadows with the trees back there.
Runner going, Sean Yuel taken. Ball is in time, and he is safe at third base. Stolen base there for Nolan Sean Yuel. Close play, but he is there, 90 feet away.
Yeah, almost forgot that wasn't Darius Foster out there. A great jump for Nolan. Used that 6'3" frame just to slide straight under the tag, trying to be put on by off Shack, and the tag not on Shack.
Torres smacks one up the middle. A tough play, and it bounces off the glove of Gonzalez, and Torres will be safe, and that's going to go as a base hit. So some adventures in the infield for both the second baseman and third baseman on respective teams. And the big train getting another run, an RBI single by Keith Torres.
Yeah, Torres, we made a joke before where, he's up to the 2 spot again today. He's lived out of the 9 spot last few games. And he's responded as well. Nice piece of RBI there. On base for the second time tonight. Getting things going offensively as well now, Keith Torres.
Thomas struck out his first time up and hits one high in the air to center field. Going back as a center fielder onto the warning track at the wall, and it's gone! Goodbye! The first home run in Alexandria belongs to Matt Thomas, and I called it before the game, ladies and gentlemen. Matt Thomas goes yard, and the big train extend their lead. It is 5-1.
Takes the first pitch he sees and detonates, deleting it to right center field. Matt Thomas. Kemp, you won a homer last night? All right, that's fine. I'll come right back and tie you for the team and league lead. Up to 7 on the season.
6-1 the score here. So I was mistaken there. Forgot about the RBI single that just happened. So here's Grant Knipp with nobody on this time, but Matt Thomas smokes one into one of the deepest parts of the ballpark, and it's gone.
Yeah, nearly a no-doubters. Marzlack and McRae. Couple wandering steps.
Hammers one to short. This will be easy to fire to first in time for out number 3, but not after the big train tack on 4 runs after adding 2 in the first. On the strength of a home run by Matt Thomas, all capping it off. Big Train lead at 6-1. We'll be back here on Big Train TV. Matt Bedford back to the mound with a 5-run lead. Working here against Connor Offshack, who ended the last inning
At the plate.
at the plate. They had 1 in the first inning. Big Train had 4 in response on the massive blast by Matt Thomas. 0-1 inside ball 2 or ball 1.
Yeah, that's what you want to see from the Big Train. You know, obviously put up 2, let 1 come home. I think we talked about it a little bit towards the end of last night, just how do you respond overall? And they respond with a big 4-frame to triple their run total. Get it up to 6-1 here.
Offshack,
That's up to
third
Bedford.
baseman today. Bedford
Just do what he
spins one
does
outside.
best.
Yeah,
Just work. Just work, work.
as Rihanna would say.
ASAP Ferg.
Skips away.
What's the other song? It's like more poppy. You don't gotta go to work. Work.
I don't know who that's by. I forget.
You can put it in the chat if you want. Still looking for Kemp Alderman's favorite MLB team, if anybody's out there.
Foul back in the screen by Offshack.
I think this was this, or now it's 3-2, but I think it was 2-2 count on him before. Able to come to bat again with a clean slate.
Matt Thomas, just an impressive blast off the bat. The way he came set after the pitch, it looked like he just flew out, but no, it was a no-doubter. There's strike 3 as Offshack goes around, out number 1.
Yeah, out number 1 in the first strikeout of the day for Bedford. You know, if you look at his line, looked at it coming, of course, in, honoring his performance last week as a CRCBL Pitcher of the Week again, but not a strikeout-heavy pitcher. You know, not a Grayson Hitt or a Jake Eddington, guys up near the 30s on the season in that. But his stuff is so pinpoint that guys are able to make contact. It just ends up ground balls or hard-hit fly balls straight to the field.
1-0 now. It bounced to short or to second. Fielded by Thomas. It comes up on him a little bit. Fires to first, and he is out. So out number 1. First chance in the field at second base.
Yeah,
for Matt Thomas is now Matt Stone. His Matt counterpart comes up to the dish.
able to adapt on that, stay with it. Tough hop straight into his stomach. But like I said, able to stay with it and do the work. Get it for 2 gone here now in the bottom of the second.
Number 7, Matt Stone.
Stone, great defensive catcher, and also has some pop at the plate. We've seen a home run from him.
Getting some, and I'm gonna be in deep shit if I go another minute with this.
Yeah, Stone did homer. The only player from either team, as you said, no Big Train homers in that last matchup down here. But he was able to send one over, I think left center field it was, off of Noah Carbajal. Carbajal responded with a couple good innings after that, though.
Catches a good frame there by Danny Nerai.
Probably one of the best games we've seen this season, that 5-3 victory, or 5-2
absolutely.
victory, I think it was, for the Big Train back here. Closed out by dearly departed friend of the show, Jesse Barron.
Barron back home in big old San Fran Bay Area. 2-1 here. Again, chopped foul. Sun is now intensifying a little bit. It was gloomy, doom and gloom here.
I put my sunglasses back in the car and everything, man.
Well,
Might have to let you do an inning by yourself. Go grab them.
the Sun does not abide by your rules, Ben. 2-2 now from Bedford with 2 out. 6-1 lead. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Bedford walks off the mound with a flourish. Big Train lead at 6-1. A couple of strikeouts and a scoreless and a perfect inning for Matt Bedford. We head to the top half of the third here on Big Train TV. Kemp Shark, as Ben would call him, stands up at the dish.
No, see, it's not Kemp Shark because there's no walk-up music for him here.
That's true. Alderman fouls one out for out of play. 0-1.
Very nice night
Oh, absolutely.
for the Mississippi Missile Kemp Alderman last night.
Mighty right. He goes by many names, most of them Kemp.
Some
Fouls
version of
another one
Kemp.
off.
Kemp Shark is growing on me, though.
Kemperoni, apparently. I think that's his Twitter or Instagram.
Instagram.
The man he moves in mysterious ways, does Kemp Alderman.
Loud with the bat, though.
Yeah, 0-2 here to him. Grounds one to the opposite side, bounces for Gonzalez, makes the play in time for out number 1, and that'll bring up the man, the myth, the legend, Stone Cold Jack Cone.
Yeah, obviously, not what he's looking for at the plate in the ground at, but honestly, a nice piece of hitting, a 0-2 pitch outside on the righty, able to stay on top of it, at least, make contact, not as hard or where he was looking for, but again, just a good job of staying on top of it and trying to protect there with the 2-strike count, and can't hit a home run every at bat.
That's right.
He'll try, but
it does seem like he does. Jack Cone, a guy who just has 1 home run to his ledger this season, way back earlier on in the season.
I think it was against Alexandria, that first loss of the season to the Aces.
And he smoked that ball, too.
Yeah, that thing was hard hit.
It didn't clear by much, but, man, was it gone. It's a 1-1 count. I could have used my forget that's way out of here for Matt Thomas, but I got a bit fooled by it because the sun was in my eyes, and Matt Thomas acted like it was just a fly out. Fell down the first base side. Jumping out of the way of that one is his big old number 2 there, Riley Johnson. Showing off his athleticism. 1-2 now to Jack Cone. Bounces one again over the big train dugout and caught. Oh, wow. No one, Sean Ewell, catches that without even looking in the on-deck circle or in the hole.
Just casual.
Yeah, like Luis Guillorme caught that bat. Once again, 1-2 on Cone from Campbell, who has 6 runs on his line right now. The pitch. Bounced again to Gonzalez. They keep finding him at second base. Shorthanded makes the play there for round number 2. Back-to-back 4 threes.
And Cone might have beaten that out, too. Looked like he tripped over his own bat or something coming out of the box.
So, according to our Twitter, that ball hit a car. Matt Thomas hit a car in the parking lot beyond the outfield fence.
Yeah, I don't know why you would park there.
Yeah. You're just asking for trouble back there. Brady
Much
Gump.
more entertaining way to hit a car than just fouling one over the clubhouse at Povich Field.
Placing for a ball, 1-0. Everybody in the lineup tonight, minus the first 2 hitters, has a home run this year. How about that? We've seen Foster go yard in batting practices. He swings and misses. Gump does, 1-1.
Those two do it in their own ways.
1-1 here to him. Tipped into the mitt of catcher Stone. And the count now is to 2 strikes.
Would have loved to maybe hear like a car alarm or something go off on that Matt Thomas homer. Maybe the accentuation that big fly needed.
Big fly foul for Brady Gump. Still 1-2.
I would classify Gump's pop as sneaky, right?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't, he's definitely is able to make some very solid contact, of course, as we've seen, but his approach is more of a contact guy. But when he gets a hold of one,
Gump takes the ball.
Poppity popped like Rice Krispies.
Snap, crackle, and pop. Roped up the middle. That's going to fall in for a base hit. So Brady Gump is aboard for the second time today, and that'll bring up Nolan Shanuel.
More of a crackle than a pop there.
Absolutely. Gump, been very solid this season.
Gump led off last inning with that reaching on the error by the second baseman. Pretty clear.
Sean Ewell, the freshman All-American at Florida Atlantic.
As I was about to say, Sean Ewell able to bring him home pretty quickly now. 2 outs and another opportunity.
It's up and in. Sean Ewell dances out of the way of that one.
Happy feet. Like the penguin.
Already 10 hits in this ball game. We've seen games where it's been sub 10 on both sides.
6 on 7 for the Big Train.
It's up and in again.
Looks like it's going to be one of those nights for them. We've seen they have 2 very distinct offensive styles, where it's one is working walks, forcing some errors, doing whatever they can like we saw last night. The other is just straight up hitting the ball, and that's what they've done so far through 2 2/3 now.
Breaks outside and in, 3-0. And yeah, it's either they put up a ton of runs or they just don't put up that many. That's really how it's been.
More one than the other.
That is true. Last night, Mercy Rule victory over the Aces. There's a strike in there. 3-1. Big Train in prime position to clinch the CRCBL tonight. With the victory over the Aces, it would be mathematically impossible for anybody else to get the first place spot.
Is that what clinching means?
Yes, exactly. And now the count runs full. Big Train held off the board in this inning after putting up 6 to their first 2. I think they're fine with that, though. Runner goes, and that's going to be ball 4 to Sean Ewell. And it'll bring up Danny Neary, the 9-hole hitter.
Yeah, close take there on the full count. But a nice walk work there by Sean Ewell, who is on base for the second time tonight now.
Neary out of Notre Dame, catching his buddy today, Matt Bedford. Got a couple of buddies on this team. A couple of his buddies got drafted, too. Tanner Colehep and Nico Cavadas, who hit a mammoth home run in the regionals.
He's hit a lot of mammoth home runs this past season.
But I think
Cavadas was really something special out there in South Bend.
And props to the Red Sox for picking him up. But he hit the ball he hit in the regional was majestic against Mississippi State. That cleared the stadium. Fouls it off.
I mean, they took Mississippi State all the way. I think about probably the best fight that any team gave Mississippi State. I mean, maybe that one game against Texas, but the super regional between the Irish and Mississippi State was really just a great collection of baseball games. And the Irish, like I said, took them all the way, gave them a really good fight, a really special season for Link Jarrett's squad out there in the ACC. Just dominant all the way for a team picked middle of the pack in the preseason.
Neary fouls it off again, and yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of guys on this squad that are on Notre Dame. Ryan Lynch, Matt Bedford, Danny Neary, and Brady Gump, of course.
4 of them.
I was going to ask Danny about that. 0-2 now from Campbell. Here's the pitch. Bounce to the opposite side. Going to be a tough play. Campbell over to field it, and he's going to have to put it in his back pocket. And that'll load the bases on the infield single by Danny Neary.
Yeah, he'll take that any way you can get him, right?
Absolutely.
Really tough play there, and Chris Bursett will come out of the dugout, try to talk his pitcher down here. A little bit of a jam. 2 straight innings now where the Big Train have threatened with 2 outs. Of course, they got 4 with 2 outs in the last inning.
Just talking things over a little bit.
Or I guess 3 with 2 outs. 1 before that.
There does seem to be action in the bullpen, and that's going to be it for Campbell. So he exits after 2+. And we'll see who the new pitcher is when we come back in just a moment here on Big Train TV after this word from our sponsors at the Dandy Walker Alliance.
1 in 10,000 children are born with a brain malformation known as Dandy Walker syndrome. Dandy Walker can cause enlargement of the skull, lack of muscle control, and other developmental challenges. More research is needed, but we do know that early therapy helps many live healthier, fuller lives. 1 in 10,000 may not seem like a lot unless your child is the one. Learn more, find help, and help others. Visit dandy-walker.org.
Dylan Armstrong takes over on the mound for Alexandria, the side armor.
John Armstrong. And batting for the big train.
Armstrong out of Auburn.
Foster.
Little sidearm action on him. Face the lefty. Foster has been dangerous with the on-base percentage so far tonight.
Couple of Auburn contingents on this roster.
Yeah.
Shout out to our graphic design intern, Reagan Towers, who is also a member
It's
of
a
Auburn.
shame she's not here tonight. We could get more in-depth scouting reports. Does some great work with the Auburn baseball team down there.
That ball zips outside. Ball one.
And Armstrong going to have to pitch his way out of a jam here. Of course, not of his doing, but still
John
work to do
Armstrong.
for John Armstrong, as he said.
Not Dylan.
Bases loaded, 2 outs.
Foster. Massive swing and a miss there.
Trying to clear him there.
I think he's looking for that home run. He's like, I got enough singles. Let's go yard here.
Hey, he threw in a double today. Only his second or third extra base hit of the year.
Yeah, he's a guy that doesn't slug too much, but when he does,
for
he
him
knows.
though, a single is as good as an extra base
Oh
hit.
yeah, because he's on third almost instantly.
24, I believe, 25.
1-1. He hits one high and deep to center field. Going back as a center fielder onto the warning track at the wall. It is gone. Or no, it bounced off the top of the wall. Excuse me. In play, and Foster's going to head for third, and that's going to clear the bases. So he did clear it. Nearly got that home run. Looked like it bounced behind the fence, but was still on. And Foster is two-thirds today. 2-3, excuse me. He's got a double and a triple. How about that?
Halfway to the cycle with a stand-up bases clearing 3 RBI cycle. Was just saying, he doesn't get many extra base hits. Well, he's got 5 tonight.
And the big train lead at 9-1. They are just slamming the aces right now. So nearly a home run for Mr. Foster. Would have been his first of the year, but hit to the deepest part of the ballpark.
Absolute creamed straight towards the flagpole in center field, and it's a tough hop there. You know, it's a clear fence. There's no like batter's eye stuff where you can see whether or not it stayed in or went out. So not going to fault you for that, dear Tyler.
It's all right.
Imagine your first home run of the year coming on a grand slam. That would be pretty
That
cool.
would have been sick. But a bases clearing triple there nonetheless. That
Not
makes
quite
it
as cool
9-1.
as getting your first MLB hit as a relief pitcher on a grand slam, but
Daniel Camarena.
we don't
who
need to talk
had,
about
I think,
that more.
one hit in the minors coming to that point.
You don't get many opportunities as a relief pitcher.
Yes, he gets away 2-1 to, or excuse me, was that 1-1? Yeah, 2-1 to Darius Foster.
Torres.
Torres, excuse me. Slammed it to deep center field. And nearly had his first home run. It would have been out of Povich. No, never mind. Povich's fence is a bit higher than that one. Probably would hit the top of the wall.
Yeah.
First time I've gotten fooled by one this year. It's all right. Happens to everybody. 3-1 count to Torres. Catches the zone for a strike, and the count runs full. They train 9 runs on 9 hits, and this game is on verge of being over before it even starts. Torres to the other way. Getting in front of it is the right fielder McRae, but it's going to fall in for a base hit. So another single for Keith Torres, another RBI, and drives in Foster, and the score is now 10-1.
Yeah, how about Kifa there? Delivering.
Special delivery, airmail from Hawaii.
A lot of postage on that base hit by Torres. Just drove it straight over the head of Catula at first base. No chance for McRae. Big train of a 10 spot.
Zmarzlak and McRae have had to move quite a bit in the outfield today.
And again, deadly with 2 outs now. 7 combined runs in the last 2 innings.
2 outs still. Thomas, who homered his last time up, dented a car in the process. Hit a it was mountainous. Just lofted it deep into the opposite field and over that right center field fence.
There's a couple spectators out there. Hope they didn't have to watch their own car be harmed.
Slider zips outside. Really nice spin on that breaking ball, but not where he wanted it, I assume. 2-1 here to Matt Thomas. Thomas fouls it right back into the backstop, and count now is tied at 2. Thomas, William and Mary, Guy that has been everything the Big Train have advertised him as this season.
Absolutely. There's a reason Sal Colangelo wanted him back on this squad. There's a reason Sal was hunting him in his first year in the CRCBL back with Loudon as a rising freshman.
And they call a balk, or nearly called a balk,
Nearly.
but Torres, instead, Armstrong stepped off there. But he's got to be careful because nearly a balk. We saw that happen with somebody for the Big Train as the runner goes. Cut on a miss, strike 3, tipped in the glove, but that'll do it for the top of the third. Big Train tack on 4 more. They lead it by 9 on the strength of a bases clearing triple for Darius Foster. We'll be back here on Big Train TV. J.J. Gonzalez takes the first pitch from Matt Bedford in there for a ball. Big Train lead at 10-1. We need 3 more runs to make this reach the witching run. That's outside, ball 2.
Maybe end up playing 7 in the nightcap after all. See how
Yeah.
it goes. A lot of baseball still to be played. We saw this team battled down to their final strike a couple times last night. The 7th inning. Of course, the Big Train eventually put it out.
2-1 as it catches the zone there. Here's a 2-1, and good save there from Neareye from that going to the backstop. And that count is now the perfect hitter's count, 3-1. There's ball 4. Reaching base is J.J. Gonzalez, the 9-hole hitter, and the lineup will finally turn over once again as Blake McCray stands in.
Yeah, slightly different. 2 sides of the scorecard. Big Train already well through their 3rd pass through. And Blake McCray stepping into the box for just the 2nd time tonight here in the 4th, or the 3rd.
Runner on here for Bedford. We'll keep a close look at those guys. Doesn't really concern himself with the run game too much, though, as it's taken and bends outside, ball 1. Things getting a bit darker here in Alexandria, as it often does in the later hours of the day. On deck hitter is Garrett Farquhar. Checks on the runner at first. A good pickoff move, but not going anywhere is J.J. Gonzalez.
I think I said this down in D.C., but Bedford has one of the best righty pickoff moves we've seen.
Yeah. See, reaches back for that one, but misses the zone, 2-0. Bedford's 2-0. There's that breaking ball, catches the inside portion of the plate and gets that first strike, 2-1. He's just got incredible spin on his curveball. Love to see what his spin rate is. 2-1. Catches the zone again, 2-2.
Yeah, nice job to work back there. Bedford's been behind in a couple counts like that, but he's just so, I don't even know what the right word is, so steady. Never wavering, just able to work back.
Kicks up
good
there.
Good looking pitch there, maybe just a bit high.
Runs the count full. Payoff pitch from Bedford. Swing and a miss. He goes around. Strike 3. And Bedford has his third strikeout of the day.
Yeah, McRae obviously not looking to do that. Trying to hold up, but just losing the handle on that bat as it went around. Dominant strikeout from Bedford. Coming all the way back from the 2-0 count.
Number 12, Garrett Farquhar.
So here's Garrett Farquhar. First pitch to him, the shortstop who hit a very long home run at Povich Field a couple of weeks ago. He takes his first pitch, strike 0-1. That cleared the Povich Field scoreboard. Not too many people do that.
Hard to do.
We will not mention the pitcher of that because he's asked us not to.
He who shall not be named, per his own request.
Broken bat, blooper to short. Not hit hard enough to get 2. Double clutches and fires first to get the shore out. So a sacrifice 6-3 there for Garrett Farquhar, and that'll bring up Bobby Zmarzlak.
Yeah, good charge on that by Torres. Didn't even give Gonzalez heading to second a look. He knew that he had no chance for 2 there. Veteran infielder move, just getting the 1.
Splinters all over the infield. 2 outs now for Bedford, who's just allowed that 1 run here for the first 3. Pitch breaking ball hit high in the air into right field. Going back onto near the warning track is Gump. He's under it and makes the catch to retire the side. So, leadoff walk for Alexandria does not come back to bite Matt Bedford. He's through 3 scoreless here on Big Train TV. Grant Nipp will lead things off here in the top half of the 4th inning. Big Train leading it 10-1. Get camera back in just a second, trying to get you a better angle. As there's a strike right down the middle for strike number 1. Big Train, 10 runs on 10 hits, while the Aces just 1 on 3. Things are moving very fast here in Alexandria. Breaking ball, got under it a bit, sent to center field. Under it is Marslak, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. Very hard hit ball for Grant Knipp, but ends up with an F8, and that'll bring up Kemp Alderman. Alderman, couple of ground balls today, 6-4-3 fielder's choice, and then a 4-3 ground out. As Armstrong here in his second inning of work, gave up a bases clearing triple last one to Darius Foster, as Alderman fouls it off, back into the screen, 0-1. Very nice night. It's moved into that here. Sun is out for just a little more. 0-1 now to Alderman. Fouls it off again, and it's 0-2. Finding the zone, or finding his stride here a little bit. Alderman at the plate, batting just around 290, with a lot of home runs to his credit, and he just reached the 40 RBI plateau. Alderman bounces one again to third. Hit slowly, but easy play there for the third baseman, Offshack, and he makes the play for out number 1. Strutting up to the plate now is Jack Cohn, out of William and Mary.
Number 13, Jack Cohn.
2 outs here quickly. Moving very fast once again, like I just said. First pitch to Cohn. Ball outside, called by Jeff Lawhorn, the home plate umpire. Ground ball roulette today for Kemp Alderman. Guy that usually hits him in the air and hits him very far in the air. Another ball taken outside, 2-0. 2-0 offering to Cohn. Inside, hit up the middle. And that's going to fall in front of the center fielder's Marslak for a base hit. So Jack Cohn has his second hit of the day. Brady Gump up with a runner on.
Number 20, Brady Gump.
Gump out of Notre Dame, Fighting Irish. Up to the dish. First pitch to him. Time called. Good pitch nonetheless from John Armstrong. So we're back here on Big Train TV. Thanks for that setup, Ben.
Do what we do best.
That's a lot better. I like that.
Old baseball skies out there, too.
Very nice. Breaking ball. Good pitch there from Armstrong. Bends in for a strike.
And just in time with the camera back up, you get to see just how far that breaks in off the sidearm. Starts off nearly at the knees of Gump and just all the way back over the plate.
First of only one game tonight as Gump grounds one to second. Gonzalez will take the easier thing and get the force at second for the out number 3. Big Train can't tack on anymore, but they get a couple of hits as they lead it 10-1. So we head to the bottom half of the 4th. Aces coming up when we come back. New pitcher for the big train, and it's a guy who's had nothing short of an impressive season, at least on the starting part of the game. That's Grayson Hitt. So we'll see how many innings he's in for, but he has just been striking out the world here. Fast mover, gets a strike there, 1-1. Bedford, really solid line. 3 innings, just 1 run, and 4 strikeouts, I believe it is. Yeah, no, 3 strikeouts. Catula leads off in the 4th. Ball skipped away. There's a big flinch.
I didn't even see it. I flinched because you flinched.
Yeah, it skipped off the glove of Neareye and came up. 2-1 to Hit. Hit very high in the air in the infield. Alderman settling under it, makes the catch. 4 out, number 1. P3 to start things off, and Scott Morgan comes up to the plate after singling his first time up. That's a great song to use for him.
Scott Morgan. Does he know?
Number 32, Scotty Morgan.
So, Scott Morgan at the dish. George Mason comes up on a long swing and a miss there. It's 0-1.
Yeah, we know Hit has that strikeout ability up above 30 on the year.
Hit always ready to go. Immediately sets and delivers. Low ball 1. Wind's picking up just a tad here in Alexandria. Frank Mann Field, just outside the Reagan Airport.
Lights coming on.
Good pitch there from Hit as it catches inside. And it's 1-2. A lot of 2-strike counts you'll see for Grayson Hitt. I believe he's at 37 strikeouts right now. Swing and a miss. Gets away from Neareye, but he will take it and throw out Morgan at first for the second out. Great pitch there from Hit. No chance to catch any piece of that for Scott Morgan.
Yeah, just devastating on the wipeout there. And Neareye just able to stay on top of it. Squared away a little bit.
Brings up Connor Offshack. As Ben has a very
Number 4,
large burrito to deal with.
I don't know how I'm going to eat this thing.
1-0 quickly here to Offshack, who
But man, it smells good.
struck out some. The tacos I got from that place were awesome. Taqueria Poblano. Breaking ball. What a pitch. Just tremendous break from Grayson Hitt. 1-1.
Yeah, so 2 similar guys in just their efficiency and the way they work, but slightly different setup of pitchers. Hit with a little more heat than
Getting
Matt Bedford.
a good deal of that ball is Offshack, but fouls it down the right field line. Big cloud layer settling over here.
Wind picking up too. Blowing basically straight out from behind us towards center field. Maybe
No rain.
Foster's triple would have been a home run with a little bit of wind help there.
As Grayson hit, it was called time, and he did a, I guess, who pitched like that? El Duque, wind up. There you go. Orlando Hernandez, a swing and a miss. Strike 3. What an inning for Grayson Hitt. He goes 1, 2, 3, gets a pair of Ks. We head to the 5th here on Big Train. Nolan Shanuel. I should probably go over all the ways that his name has been said this year. Got it right here. We've made sure they do, and we're happy that he is. First pitch to him from Armstrong. Inside strike. 0-1. I think they called him Shanuel. Ben has called him Shanuel several times as Ben goes to town on this tremendous burrito that he has. Ben can't really speak on the matter at this point.
Yes, I can. Don't put words in my mouth.
Shanuel taps one down the first base side, reaches for it, and goes into the corner. Strike number 2. Split stance for the catcher Stone, fouls off. Big Train been held in check relatively since that that third inning.
You got to get to that second sentence.
Shanuel gets a load of chalk in front of him, but fouls it off again. Still 0-2 from Armstrong.
I think we were talking about Stone's split stance a little bit last night. Seems more of a 2-strike thing here.
Yeah.
Just want to get a little bit lower to the ground, protect anything from getting by you. Definitely more with runners on the base paths as well, as we see it here.
Takes a ball, bounces in there. How's the weather looking right now, Ben?
I would say 76 degrees and very cloudy, but some sun peeking out down there.
Mostly cloudy, the official term.
I have it as written down as overcast.
Overcast?
That's what my app said when we started back at 6:45.
Cooled down quite a bit. It was a hot one today.
It's very nice right now. I'm enjoying this.
Settling into a very nice evening.
So temperature-wise, it actually hasn't dropped down much. The humidity has just dissipated a little bit.
Yeah, which is something that you look forward to every night.
Yes. As quickly as possible, please.
Shanuel, really good eye at the plate, takes another one outside. And the count battles back from 0-2. Gets it up to full count. That looks very good. I'll have to get your word on it after you're done eating it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Payoff offering here. Shanuel lofts one way in the air, but out of play.
Jumped on that a little bit.
Trying to club one in the gap. Do see a little bit of action. Everett Catlett tossing a ball around in a sweatshirt or in a warm-up shirt. Guy that wishes he could enter to boyfriend from Big Time Rush fouled right back into the screen.
So no. I think the confusion was I don't think that was his entrance music. I think that was his walk up.
Okay.
So inevitably, when Everett decides to get another shot at the plate after, frankly, disappointing at bat down in South
Hey, he's
County
still
a couple
listed
weeks ago.
apparently as a 500 batting average, even though he batted once.
They gave Christian Martin's double to him. So he's 1 for 2 with a double, I think.
As Shanuel leads things off with his second walk of the night, and Danny Neary will stand in.
I'm trying to remember the first one back in the second inning. I'm trying to remember if that was on a full count as well, because Shanuel has been very patient today at the plate. I mean, you saw it especially there, but he has been very thorough in his approach, taking a lot of pitches so far.
We'll have to talk to the
It's paid
official
off for
score
him.
in Lorton and tell him to fix that up, because
I think that opportunity is well past us.
Everett Catlett is now going to win the batting title.
Well, no, he wouldn't, because he doesn't qualify.
Yeah, he doesn't
'Cause
qualify,
he only
but
has 2 at bats.
in our eyes, he does.
He qualifies in our hearts.
Qualifies as a pretty good pitcher as well. Has been pretty rock solid out of the pen this year. 10-1 the score. Neary attacks it and sends it to second. Could be 2. Flips to short. Stop for 1. Back to first in time for the 4-6-3 double play. So Race is the leadoff walk. And the lineup card turns over for Darius Foster, who's having himself a day. Foster, a double and a triple today.
Number 8.
Wants that home run. I know he does.
Yeah, tough spot there for Neary. I think Foster probably wants that single first.
Yeah.
Then worry about the home run.
Nearly hit a home
Got the
run.
hardest part done.
That is true, but home runs can be pretty challenging to hit it sometimes. He got the 2 hardest hits out of the way. Now he's got to get the 2 easiest ones, and apparently
Well, I'd say
Pretty tough.
double's easier than a home run.
inside.
Especially
Foster
for a guy with his speed.
moves his elbows out of the way of that. Fun guy to watch at the plate and on the base path.
Exhilarating.
Always choked up like Rajai Davis.
Rajai Davis. Is that irrelevant?
Was he an all-star?
I don't know. He was on that
But
Cleveland team.
I know. I recall that vividly, his at bat against Chapman, where he was
Right.
way choked up on the bat. But you got to be in that situation. Rajai probably wasn't ever an all-star. Yeah, he wasn't. Worth 11.8 wins above replacement in his career, though.
That's pretty good.
Carved out a very solid major league career and hit a home run in his, I believe, his first at bat as a Met. Grounded towards second. Always burning down the line as Foster, but he is thrown out by Gonzalez to retire the side. Big Train can't add on anymore. They get a double play as we head to the bottom of the fifth on Big Train TV. But first, a word from our sponsors at the Dandy Walker Alliance.
1 in 10,000 children are born with a brain malformation known as Dandy Walker syndrome. Dandy Walker can cause enlargement of the skull, lack of muscle control, and other developmental challenges. More research is needed, but we do know that early therapy helps many live healthier, fuller lives. 1 in 10,000 may not seem like a lot unless your child is the one. Learn more, find help, and help others. Visit dandy-walker.org.
Adam Schwartz does battle here with Grayson Hitt after consecutive strikeouts. Guy that does that quite often this year. Swing and a miss comes up empty on the first pitch from 0-1. Game chugging right along. Just 8:14 p.m., an hour and 14. Well, not really. A little bit more than that. Some change into this game. I'm used to it starting at 7. Started tonight at 6:45. Hit's got 0-2 quickly on Schwartz.
But obviously it feels like much longer, given that we were here around 3:30.
A nice attempt there from Danny Neary, but still called the ball, 1-2. (10-1) the score. Tyler Gallo and Ben Bobek here with you on Big Train TV. Frank Manfield and Alexandria. See the skyline of Alexandria in the distance. Well, suburban Alexandria. Whoa. Good loud sound on that one, but foul by Schwartz. Sounds like a perfect swing, and MLB The Show. Two and two. Oh, way late on that one on a swing and a miss, and it's 3 consecutive strikeouts for Grayson Hitt. Wow.
You think he's sharp coming out of the pen?
I would say so, Ben.
This is his first relief appearance of the season, right?
Yeah, and I'm not. I'm surprised that it's his first relief appearance. You would think, in a situation that dictates him maybe coming in, they'd bring him in and try to tamp things down a little bit, but he's tamping down the opposition just now. First pitch, breaking ball, nearly clipped the part of the zone, but missed. Third strikeout, and he's one away from equaling Matt Bedford's in 3 innings of work.
Ooh.
So that came in and nearly hit, I guess, Adam Schwartz in the box.
Did hit the home plate umpire.
Yeah, hit the umpire. So the umpire can go down to first base if he chooses. and switch with the other guy, Jim Clayton, at first base. Is Jeff
That might take
Lawhorn
a
was
while.
hit.
You gotta get all the pads and stuff.
3-0 now outside. Hit, gets the ball, and is ready to throw. Doesn't strike off too many as it's outside ball 4. So Matt Stone is aboard for J.J. Gonzalez, who walked his first time up.
Number 20, JJ Gonzalez.
Got that 1 run in the first inning. That's really all the answers they've had for Big Train pitching. Bethesda leads it 10-1. Strike called, 0-1. Oh, 1. Swing and a miss, man. Is there some life on that fastball for Grayson Hitt?
Now that's pop.
Could see the dust come off the glove for Danny Neary. Here's the 0-2 now
They
from
call that
Grayson
pitch
Hitt.
soda west of the Mississippi. It's pop.
Ooh. Ooh, that's all I'll say about that one. That was close.
Good
You guys
pitch.
can see it pretty well on that angle you got there. 1-2 now from Hitt. Here's his pitch. Fouled off. Way to stay on that. J.J. Gonzalez. Gonzalez ditches the batting gloves for his appearances. Waggles that bat over his head. Here's the pitch. Gets one in the air to right field. Gump ranging back a little bit, a few steps. Makes the catch for out number 2. Allowed out number 2 nonetheless. And here comes Garrett Farquhar. Excuse me, Blake McRae was just 1 step behind.
Number 14.
Not to make assumptions, but yeah. Quickly. Nothing to win.
Yeah.
Might just leave the scoreboard at 0-1 when a new batter comes in.
Yeah, or 0-2. Because, I mean, really just at least have 2 strikes up there. 0-1. Lackadaisical throwback by Hitt.
Just checking on him.
Doing
Making
his
sure you
due
remember.
diligence. Hit the lefty. Has a better look than most. 0-1. Just high. 1-1. Hitt catches his own there, 1-2. Impressive stuff from Grayson Hitt out of the pen. Maybe he's going 3 as well.
Yeah, beautiful shape on that one, too.
It's Big Train 3 runs away from making this a run rule effect. Head of the 6th. Coming up after this inning. But first, Hitt has to get out of this batter. Here's the 1-2. Bounce to second. Thomas to his left. Makes the catch in time for out number 3. Big Train. Leadoff hitter. I don't know, 1 out hitter, but nothing else. So they still lead it by 9 as we head to their half of the 6th inning on Big Train TV. We must be at William and Mary because CAA out of the pen. Well, today, the pitcher staff, Campbell Armstrong, and now Mac Ayers is on the mound. Colonial Athletic Conference, home to University of Delaware, where I am from.
You're from the University of Delaware?
No, as Torres bloops one into shallow left, that's going to fall in for a base hit, and he has his third hit of the day. 3 singles, nearly at a Yahtzee. 1 away from a Yahtzee. Plus a walk, I guess. Call that a flush or a full house or whatever. Here's Matt Thomas, who...
I don't know if you could call that a full house. You need a pair or something.
Or you need Bob Saget. First pitch to Matt Thomas, or one of the Olsen twins. Here's Ayers' delivery, the righty. Breaking ball foul back into the screen. Ben nearly lost his lunch there on a foul ball. Thomas at second today. We'll probably see more of him in the middle infield spots with Gauthier, formerly of Hofstra, then of... Well, committed to Maryland and then was signed by the Dodgers.
I wonder if we'll see Martin at shortstop at all.
Yeah, we'll have to see how he fares there. Breaking ball bounced to third, backing up on it and boots it is the third baseman, and Thomas will beat it out. So going as an error on the
You know what? I'm gonna make it a hit.
as a base hit for Matt Thomas. That was a hot potato for the third baseman off Shack.
Scorcher.
I don't want any shit from your dugout.
Something we can't repeat on the broadcast, but base hit there for Matt Thomas nonetheless. 10 on 12 for the big train, getting Torres over to second. Really tough to handle for Offshack at third. So Sean Ewell and Offshack both having their adventures today. 10-1 big train lead, prime position to add a couple of more. And Camp Alderman at the dish, or Grant Nip at the nip. The dish. There we go.
Grant Dish at the nip.
Grant Dish at the nip. Nip, newly minted Campbell Camel, as we've said before several times now that it has become public. Designated hitter tonight. He's played some first base and, of course, catcher. Breaking ball up and in. Nip built a lot like Kemp. That's for sure. Kemp a bit more hulking than Grant. But a very similar stance, I will say. The high, long stance. It's Mac Ayers, the new pitcher. 1-1. Nip fouls it off. Moves it to 1-2. Alderman is the on-deck hitter. And when you have those guys back-to-back in the order, it's kind of, you get confused a little bit sometimes.
Yep. 2 SEC guys.
Formerly SEC
Yeah,
for
I guess.
Grant Nip, the freshly minted Campbell Camel.
Sorry.
10-1 the score. Here's the 1-2.
Got to get over the hump there.
Good Lord, as he swings and misses strike 3 for out number 1. First and second, runner is Torres at second and Thomas at first. And here's Big Kemp coming to the plate.
I was going to say, we got a camel at the plate on hump day.
Number 33, Kemp Alderman.
Alderman, the Ole Miss Rebel.
It is Wednesday, right? I'm not wrong about that?
You're good, yeah.
Okay, just double checking because
Sorry, we don't have
upset.
Aaron here tonight.
I literally have no idea what day of the week it is anymore.
Inside, ball 1 to Alderman. That left field short porch kind of beckons him as well.
Not as short as we've seen some places.
Well, it's a bit shorter than
308.
DC.
Oh, it is 308. Huh.
DC
look
was
at
what,
that.
3?
307.
Alderman slams one down the left field line. That's going to get into the corner and roll for a long time. Torres will trot in easily. Thomas stops at third. It is an RBI double for Kemp Alderman, who gave a good charge into that ball.
And second in as many nights. Second in as many nights. RBI double for Kemp Alderman. He scorched that one, similar to the one he had last night, too. Or no, similar to the one he had a couple nights ago. We just rocketed it down the line to score Torres from second. Thomas over to third.
So here's Jack Cohn with the runners on second and third, 2 in scoring position as it's 11-1 now. Runs
Chance
outside.
to make this a little bit more comfortable here.
Ben,
Pitching run on second base.
I cannot believe my eyes, but it's actually a normal cicada right up there on the blue wire in front of us. How about that? It's a normal one.
Not the Brood-X. Not the ones that tasted so yummy when covered in Old Bay.
Ben, of course.
If you want to relive that experience, you can check out the Big Train TV YouTube channel where we had our 200 subscriber special. Only one way to celebrate that monumentous occasion. Get highlights and interviews.
when Bruce is offering them, you got to take it. 11
Can't
and
say
1.
no.
I did say I would eat one at 300, but come on, guys, we're still like 230.
Slow burn.
We do thank your support, anyone watching and already subscribed. 2-1 to Jack Cohn. Hits one a mile high in the air to right field. That's going to get a run in. Caught by the right fielder McRae. Thomas coming home. Throw goes into second, and it's a sacrifice fly for Jack Cohn to add to his team lead. That is now his 6th of the season.
Yeah, but another RBI to tuck into the belt as well. Give that one a good ride to right center field. Not crushed, but enough to score Thomas pretty easily. Throw one into second.
So, Big Trainer now at the witching run.
The witching run in scoring position, too.
Witching run is in scoring position.
Would have to play the bottom of the 7th here, though.
Yes. First pitch to Gump is a good breaking ball, but Ben's a bit outside for errors.
No chance for a walk-off like we've seen 2 in the last 3 games now.
Both by our dear departed friend, Austin Gauthier. Have fun in Los Angeles, pal.
I don't think he's going straight to Los Angeles.
Yeah, no, he's
I hate
like
to break it to you.
As Gump attacks and sends it
I
foul.
don't know their low A or
They're low A.
fall ball,
Yeah, low A.
rookie ball.
We'll have to take a look.
Dig into the Wikipedia.
Great Lakes Loons. Is there low or high A teams? There's a strike, 1 and 2. And Gauthier's old enough, so he probably could start at high A, because he went into his senior year. Also, could be a Rancho Cucamonga Quake at low A. I feel like that's the most likely place he's going to head. 1 and 2. Breaking ball, tapped slowly in front of home plate. Ayers fields it, fires to first in time for out number 3. Big Train tack on 2 more runs. They lead it 12-1. So we head to the bottom of the 6th on Big Train TV. Garrett Farquhar leads off against Grayson Hitt, who gets a nice slider in there for strike number 1. Hitt here in his 3rd inning of work.
Little iron ball action out there. Auburn versus Alabama.
Another inside part of the plate, quickly 0-2, and you guys can just leave the scoreboard at 0-2 for now. Hitt just knows how to attack. Gets the ball, gets it, trying to throw him off a little bit in the batter's box is Farquhar, but not too much can faze Grayson Hitt. Really just has impressed. You know, it was a tough season for him nonetheless at Alabama this year. 10.80 ERA and 18 2/3 innings. But here he's just been as advertised.
Yeah, have settled in very nicely.
And gets strike 3 called. So strikeout number, 4. He's equaled Matt Bedford's total in as many innings. A little bit less. He's out number 1 for Bobby Zmarzlak.
Number 10, Bobby Zmarzlak.
Zmarzlak had a single and came around to score. There's a very loopy curveball there from Grayson Hitt, but it's ball 1.
Think that. Ooh.
Strike. Ooh.
Big curveball there.
Pulled that one out of his back pocket.
Dropped out of the Tower of Terror. Straight down.
Sears Tower. Here's the 1-1. Again, hits the zone, and it's 1-2.
Pops a cloud of dust out of Nearey's mid on that one.
He's bringing it.
Settled in. Found his rhythm. Straight back to the windup.
Here's the 1-2. Just high. Did not go around, says the first base umpire. Two and two from Hitt to Zmarzlak. Hit off the end of the bat towards second base. There's Thomas. Fires first in time for out number 2. Another ground ball out. And up comes Mark Catula.
No need to charge on that one. Scorched. Straight into Thomas's mitt.
Number 18, Mark Catula.
Catula today singled. Got to second and then popped out. RBI single for Scott Morgan earlier in the game.
Lone run of this one
Ooh.
for Alexandria.
Mark Catula comes up empty on a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1.
We know he's got
Hitt
some
laughing
power.
on the mound.
4 home runs on the year to lead Alexandria.
Seen his power firsthand.
Big cat with a big cut there, though.
Skips low. 1-1. Big Train would need to tack on one more run next inning to make this a run rule in effect game. Of course, you got to play the bottom of the 7th still. Zips outside. 2-1. Crackles that fastball in there. I believe it's upper 90s. Mid 90s, actually. 94, 95, 96.
Color me curious.
2-1. Catula laces it towards third. There's Sean Ewell. The long throw to first in time for out number 3. So 3 scoreless innings for Grayson Hitt under his belt. That's for both pitchers. There does seem to be some action in the bullpen, but we have more Big Train batters coming up when we come back.
followed him.
Nolan Shanuel leads off here against new pitcher Nate Young, the lefty. Has faced the big train before this season one time.
Yeah, we saw him
Gets
down
a strike
here.
there, 0-1.
Saw him down here. He pitched an inning and a third, the 7th, after finishing out the 6th from Brock Burkhalter. Allowed a couple hits, no runs though.
Pitch runs outside, ball 1, 1-1. Big train 1 run away from putting this game in prime position to end early. Maybe they can play an extra game here tonight.
Couple strikeouts and a walk as well for Young in that one. Pretty good outing for him.
If so, Ben would be on the call for game 2.
So no, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah. Outside, 2-1. It is only 8:39 here. Just a little under 2 hours maybe right now. About an hour and 54 minutes into this game. Moving very fast. Shanuel frozen on a breaking ball there. It's 2-2.
Nice pitch from Young, that one.
Very good. 2-2. Shanuel rips one into right. That's going to fall in for a base hit, as he is aboard with his, I believe, second hit of the day. Shanuel, double and a couple of walks to his ledger, and that'll bring up Danny Nearai, who has singled today.
RBI double for Shanuel to start off his day at the plate back in the 2nd. Sandwiched his 2 base knocks with a couple of walks. 2 runs scored for Nolan as well.
Nearai has grounded into a double play, struck out and singled today. Takes first pitch ball 1-0.
Has called a very nice game behind the dish.
Yes,
so far.
absolutely.
Working with 2 different pitchers. Very similar in ways, but also very different.
Looks to
in
me like
others.
Ryan Metz is up in the bullpen, in fact. So there's a strike. Hasn't worked in a couple of games.
He's been due for an outing for a few days now.
Absolutely. Hasn't been in for a situation to dictate that. Probably was going to pitch last night. Nearai flails at a swing and a miss there. It's 1-2. Yeah, after Ron's entered, they ended the game. Likely would have pitched the 9th in that one, though. High, ball 2. Two and 2 now from Young to Nearai. Here's a pitch. The other way off the end of the bat, that's going to be tough to get one. The throw, long throw on first is not in time, and a good leaping stop there by the first baseman, Mark Catula. That goes down as an infield hit.
Yeah, no question as a hit to me. Slight shift from the shortstop, playing very well towards the second base bag on the pull lefty Nearai. Really tough play. Really a great job by Farquhar to just glove that ball at all. And on the other end, Catula with a nice snag to keep that thing in fair play and not allow Shanuel to move up from second.
So here's Darius Foster, a couple of hits to his line tonight and a couple of RBI to his line tonight. 3, in fact. Led off tonight with a double, picked up a triple later on, crushed that ball.
He has been the spark plug in this big train offense so far. Matt Thomas as well. Keith Torres on deck with a nice night so far, but it's been Foster who's got things started and opened things up a little bit, as you said, with that big triple in the 3rd.
Runs as he takes another strike, 0-2.
A 3 RBI, 3-bagger in the 3rd for Foster.
I take a look at Connor Offshack next time he does that at third base, because he was crouched down in a position that I don't think I could do. That was interesting, like spider monkey.
It's all about the plyometrics, dear Tyler. Get them
0-2 to
limbs
Foster.
limber, them legs loose.
Pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Foster is down. 4 out, number 1. That'll bring up Keith Torres, who's got a couple of singles in a row. In fact, 3.
And a couple RBIs as well. Brought home Foster in the 3rd.
Keith Torres.
With a runner in scoring position, we'll see what's up here.
Could make this game a couple innings shorter with a well-placed baseball right here.
Has placed a few in no man's land for singles. See if he lines one here for a base hit. First pitch, ball high, 1-0. Sean Ewell, the runner at second. Near at first. The pitch to Torres is high again, 2-0.
He'll take a walk here, I'm sure. Obviously, a couple more pitches to get there, but
Load the bases for a
He's
guy
got
with
one
a
of them.
grand slam this season.
and that would give him a full house.
That very much would. That
Three
is a
of
full house.
Three of a kind of a single, plus would add his second walk.
There's
there.
ball 3, and he's quite literally about to draw a full house here.
Against the aces. You like to make the card puns.
Yeah, that's true. Torres 3-0 from Young, who hasn't hit
Here
it.
comes
hit
the
zone.
river.
Catches the part of the zone on the outside, and it's 3-1.
I guess that would be the turn.
Very true.
Fourth card out.
12-1 Big Train lead. They've got the bases loaded, or they would have the bases loaded if Torres walks.
Get ahead of ourselves.
3-1, and the bases are loaded. Gallostradamus works in mysterious ways.
And indeed a full house for Keith Torres.
Full house tonight for Keith Torres at the plate.
Number 12.
It's almost like you're writing on a Yahtzee card here with the Bob Carpenter scorebook. Maybe that's what he designed it after, because it looks very much like it.
I don't think I've ever actually played Yahtzee in my life.
It's a fun game, especially when you get a Yahtzee. The objective of the game there, not quite, but inside it certainly helps. It's all about chance.
One big slam for Thomas on the year. Last week down in, actually this week technically, a couple days ago down in D.C. in the doubleheader.
Want to know to Thomas?
Swinging for it there.
Yeah. All he needs is just a bloop to get this game into striking distance. Grant Nip on deck. Kemp Alderman in the hole here. Guys that could end in 3 guys in a row that have all kinds of pop.
3.5.
12-1. Good pitch there from Young.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Three hits all came in the first inning for Alexandria, and they've just been shut down ever since. Does seem to be Ryan Metz in the bullpen.
Not quite giving them away, the pitching staff tonight for the big train.
Here's the 1-2. Taken inside, called strike 3, and Thomas is retired for out number 2. Base is still loaded, though, and here is Grant Nip.
2 RBI single for him in the first, looking for more of the same. As we said, carrying a little bit of a hitting streak coming into tonight. Looking to keep it going. Has been seeing the ball very well at the plate the last few nights.
First pitch of Nip. Catches the inside part of the plate, 0-1.
And looking to do his duty here and clean things up for the big train.
Big Train have now won 3 regular season championships in a row, looking for their 4th. Last were unseated by the Baltimore Redbirds. No longer with us.
Now defunct Redbirds.
A lot of Big Train in that championship area. Redbirds, too. 1-1. Nip empty up that one, and it's emptied out the tank. 1-2.
And again, looking for the salami there. Still in the fridge.
1-2 here to Grant Nip. Young trying to work out of danger. The pitch, high, ball 2. Good take there from Nip.
Yeah, good take. Thought about that one. Tempted on the high cheese. Able to lay off. We'll do it at 2-2 now.
Breaking ball ripped into right field. Coming over is the right fielder, McRae, and he will make the catch for out number 3. So the Big Train load the bases, but they leave them loaded and get nothing more. As they still lead at 12-1, we head to the bottom of the 7th here on Big Train TV. step right up and greet the new pitcher. It's Ryan Metz on the mound right now. So he gets ready to start things off here in the 7th inning. Bottom of the 7th, we'll like to see him for 1 or 2. Does seem to be more action in the big trip. That's just Jake Eddington getting in his normal work.
Don't think we'll see him.
Well, we did see Grayson Hitt in this game, but I think Eddington is in line to start tomorrow.
He also was
in Gaithersburg.
Started a couple nights ago.
Looked pretty good too.
Didn't he start the game against Silver Spring, or was it decent? Yeah, it was Silver Spring.
Silver Spring game.
Pitched Sunday night.
Looked good until the 3rd inning reared its ugly head.
Don't think he's in line to start tomorrow by that.
First pitch from Metz runs way outside. Ball 1 to Scott Morgan.
Scotty doesn't know what he's about to see here from Metz.
98 from both sides.
So we've been told by Mr. Metz himself.
So there's a strike called. There's that 98 from the right side at least. We'll see if he flips it over to the left.
Gotta remind him about that. We have not seen him from the left side this year. Give him a stern. You said it. You got to stick to your word.
I'm sure he can throw better than I can from the left side as it's fouled off. I can barely grab a ball left-handed.
Got a baseball line around here. I can try it out. I don't know. I can't remember the last time I
just feels so unnatural. 1 and 2 here from Ryan Metz. 15 hits tonight for the Train.
No Pat Van Diet here in the Dandy Walker Alliance broadcast booth.
Venditti. Swing and a miss. Unlike Pat Venditti, gets a strikeout and records an out there.
Yikes.
For out number 1, Morgan, his 2nd strikeout of the day. And up comes Connor Offshack.
Number 4, Connor Offshack.
First pitch to Offshack. Catches the outside half of the zone. Just misses for ball 1. Ryan Metz has been just stellar this season for the Big Train. No runs allowed. There's a check swing. He goes around 1-1. And he's working on, I think his streak is now 19 innings flat. Dating back to 2019 where he has not allowed a run. 1-1. Right down the middle, strike 2, and bidding for 19 1/3. I'm not mistaken here. I believe it is 19. Could be 20. Do not recall the last time he pitched, though, because it's been a while.
It's a lot. Put it like that. He's been dominant in his appearances.
1 and 2 from Metz, skips in the dirt.
As you said, dating all the way back to his time here in 2019.
Streak that stretches
and
2 years.
I looked it up in this very scorebook in front of us. I actually did see him pitch way back in the spring of 2019 when he was with while he was with Virginia Tech at the time.
2 and 2, fouled right back at us. A flincher. 2 and 2.
Second worst one we've had tonight, I think.
The worst one was the one from Grayson Hitt where I ducked out of the way for seemingly no reason.
Oh, I was going to say the worst one was the other one where it was hit like straight at us.
Yeah. 2 and 2 still from Metz. High set, delivers. Popped up there and fouled out of play.
I was just going to say that inning for the Hokies against the Pitt Panthers, a game I was working up in Pittsburgh at the time. Scoreless 9th.
Metz.
Virginia Tech holding on to a big lead at the time. Metz, a wee sophomore, allowed a
no
one-out
baseball
double and stranded Gregory Ryan Jr. right there.
Bounces one to first. Alderman fields it and boots it. Still in foul territory and still a chance to get it. And he will just tag. He falls down and tags first base with his bare hand.
with the barehanded
So
baseball.
a bizarre 3U. Error on the base runner for not running that out. the most. You want to do E4 on that one for Connor Offshack because it's a bizarre 3U to start there for second out of this inning, and it's 19 1/3 for Metz.
I'm just sorry. I just would like to say that I apologize for the camera not quite showing that far into first base foul territory.
Popped strike from Metz.
Because y'all would have loved to see that.
0-1. It's Kemp, the gift that keeps on giving, man.
Absolutely. He's never a boring time at the plate, in the field. Never know what you're going to get from big 3-3.
The first thing I ever heard him say after he proceeds to hit like 12 tanks in batting practice is, man, I've never heard of these bats, but they're pretty good.
He's made good use of them so far.
The 1-1
Well over 40 RBIs.
inside, 2-1. And really likes these Tucci brand bats. No, I was going to say, no baseball at Robert Morris, so I've never seen any of these guys. 2-1. Club baseball. They wouldn't play any of these teams, though. Bounce to third. There's Sean Ewell. He does the long throw to first in time, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Ryan Metz, who has now stretched his scoreless streak to 19 2/3. Big Train looking for one more run. When we come back, you're on Big Train TV. Chris Knight, on a crisp night, comes to the mound to start things off here in the 8th, and faces off against Kemp Alderman, who
His pants don't even look that dirty.
he swings and misses. Well, he was in the grass. It was a very bizarre 3U. For those of you who are just tuning in or didn't see it, basically what happened was that Connor Offshack grounded up the first base side and didn't run it out because, it was pretty fieldable for Kemp.
Routine.
Pretty routine. It's a split stance. Kemp gets away. And Kemp boots it. It bobbles into
Took
foul
out the camera
territory.
there.
Kemp slides to grab it and is just flat on the turf, crawls a couple of spaces, and tags out the bag with the ball in his bare hand. Something that I've never seen. You see something new every day. Just a great play as it's 1-1 to Alderman, who slams one to deep center field. Going back is Zmarzlak on the warning track at the wall. It is off the top of the fence in play. Alderman racing for second, and he is aboard with his second double of the evening. And Kemp Alderman continues to tear the cover off the ball. What a shot. Kemp Alderman just smokes one to the top of the wall, and Jack Cohn can just well place one in the gap and make this a game. Chris Knight is now entering the Cohn zone, facing off against Stone Cold, Jesus, whatever you call him. He just hits. So Alderman with his second double after 3 ground balls his first time up, and he really just slammed one that time.
What did I miss?
Kemp Alderman slammed one that time.
Yeah. Scorched it to center field from what I heard.
Nearly a home run. Where did you go?
To fix the camera.
Oh.
That
Jack Cohn takes the ball low.
the first ball off of Stone's mitt nearly took out my recording device down there. We got a little bit of a better view here. You might have been able to see the Kemp show in the last defensive inning for the Big Train at this point.
Cohn
Ooh, check swing.
checks it, but it's a ball, 2-0. A ball up the middle, it's hit slowly, could probably score Kemp from second. He's got sneaky speed. He doesn't seem like the type of guy that would, but he definitely does. 2-0 now to Jack Cohn. Shout out to Texas Gran and Grandma O'Malley. Granny O'Malley, as we have been advised one more time. Appreciate everybody else tuning in, though. 2-0. Cohn hits one into foul territory, has room, off Shack, makes the play for out number 1.
Nice little cutter there off the bat of Cohn.
And here's Brady Gump.
Number 20.
He's got just one hit today. Love one more.
So Alderman on second base for the 3rd time now. And just trying to avoid getting any sort of hidden ball trick. When I was down fixing the camera, you could pretty clearly hear from the dugout them advising, hey, Kemp, make sure shortstop doesn't have the ball.
The ball
Still safe
rips
out there,
inside, tears a piece off the strike zone, but misses, and it's 1-0. Kemp, the runner at second. Alderman has just been nothing short of impressive since he got here from day one. Continues to drive in runs and be a big part of this offense. Just a shot in the arm for this team.
Scherzer-esque grunt there from the pitcher. I see what you mean with off Shack, too.
Yeah, look at that. This is an interesting crouch he's got at third base.
I mean, he's almost doing the Matt Stone crouch.
That's true, the split stance.
Yeah. Keeping them knees loose.
2-0.
Nice pitch.
Catches the zone for strike 1. There's like a layered sky beyond the outfield fence.
Yeah, there's like the trees, then there's one layer of clouds, then there's a strip of sky.
Like a Bob Ross painting.
Not quite.
He would
Not enough
paint it,
happy
though.
little
He would
trees.
paint it and be happy about it.
Happy little trees.
Skips in the dirt, 3-1. Base open here for Brady Gump to bring up Shawnee Well, who's just had a heck of a night at the dish.
Halfway to the cycle.
Yeah,
Needs the 2 hardest.
he's got the easy parts. I regret to inform that Darius Foster probably will not get the cycle tonight. Had a chance, had several chances. Outside, ball 4, and Brady Gump is aboard. Big Train just need to sneak 1 run in to have a chance at clinching things early. I've heard they've got the champagne in the dugout. No, they don't. I'm just kidding.
Too many underage players.
That is very true.
They're going to be like Juan Soto.
sure you know-
Juan Soto with the Martinellis.
Or the Pellegrino. Sparkling water.
More of a Martinelli's guy. Got to get the apple.
Fine.
Mwah, chef's kiss.
Canada Dry. Schweppes. Club soda. First pitch to Sean Newell is nearly glances off of him. Instead, he dances out of the way. It's 1-0.
Getting a wear it from the dugout. Saw
They want this game to be
The-
over as much as we do.
aforementioned Austin Gauthier getting a little stick the other night with the bases loaded and the Big Train 1 away. Took a tight pitch well into the batter's box, danced out of the way, able to just work it for a ball, but had to get some stick from his teammates, then responded by working the walk to end the game anyway. So motivation works. I think that's the lesson to be learned here.
Very true. Sean Newell tries to smack one, but
Trying to
misses.
pull that one straight to the, I think it's a Hilton out there, the red sign past the right field fence. Just trying to turn on that thing and smother it.
Just 1 out here. 2 runners on. Runner at second is Kemp Alderman, and the runner at first is Brady Gump.
Sean Ewell can delete one if he gets it. Ooh.
Inside, gets away. No, hits not Kemp Alderman. Nolan Sean Ewell. Alderman goes down to third. Gump up to second, and the bases are loaded for Danny Nearai.
think that might have caught hole 3. Caught Sean Ewell and
Number 15,
might have bounced off stone as well. I think home plate umpire Jeff Lawhorn maybe caught a little bit of it as well. Tail end there.
Here's the first pitch to Nerai. Again, skips in the dirt. Big Train, like we've said, are in a celebrating mood. Takes another one inside 2-0, and he's on verge of walking in the run. Big Train have been flush to a lead all night, have not trailed.
Got out early. Just looking to finish this thing a couple of different ways.
Nerai takes one up high. It's 3-0, and one pitch away from making this a run rule game. 8 innings in consecutive games against the Aces.
Going to go ahead and say don't expect Nerai to swing away here on the 3-0.
Unless it's a meatball. Inside, ball 4, and that'll walk in the 13th run of the day for the Big Train, and they are in position to clinch next inning.
And now the question becomes, as Alderman comes home to score, what happens pitching-wise for the 8th? Do we see Ryan Metz again?
number 8.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was. Maybe Matt Howitt gets in on the action. But Metz, there's no one up in the bullpen. Metz probably coming back out for another inning.
And now for the second time tonight with the bases loaded.
Here's Darius Foster.
Look at that. That, my friend, is sheer.
Brilliance.
I just realized I've been
Inside.
scoring in the 7th inning.
Want to know?
So I don't know.
Because you missed that entire half inning trying to set up a camera. So
Yeah, you're welcome, America. We'll figure it out later.
America, more like Bethesda. Scott Metz tells us that's our best camera angle of the season, so at least there's their consolation right there. Scott, we hope you see your son for the bottom of the 8th inning. Swing and a miss, 1-1.
I was going to say that's chemistry.
Sheer,
Able to finish each other's sandwiches right there.
and then just forgot what to say.
Well, yeah, because I was so desolate looking down and realizing.
You're like, oh,
Just draw a couple arrows and we'll be good.
1-1.
I gotta get the
Foster swings and misses.
gotta get the Bob Carpenter like wipeout or whiteout tape, not wipeout. No big red balls here.
No big yellow taxi, take my girl away either. My dad probably didn't appreciate that reference.
Or Clifford the big red dog.
Dad, not a big Counting Crows fan. In fact, the complete opposite.
Really?
Hates 'em.
Wow.
Always frowns when they're on the radio. Foster fouls it off and shuts off the radio.
Harsh treatment there for the Crows.
Casting crowns, though? For Ryan Metz on the mound?
I'm not
You betcha.
I'm not like a die-hard Counting Crows guy, but I enjoy August Osage County. Mr. Jones is a great song. Omaha. Not Creighton, somewhere in Middle America.
Omaha, somewhere in Middle America. No Ethan Rothstein tonight, 1-2.
But you know that's from a Counting Crows song,
Foster swings and misses. 4, strike 3.
right? Big hack there for
Yeah.
Darius.
Hefty cut for Foster, his second consecutive strikeout. And up comes Keith Torres,
Number 9.
who already has a full house. What can he add to it? I don't know.
But a couple more RBIs, 2 on the night. Looking
Big
for
Train.
3, 4, 5 out there on the base paths.
Absolutely. Here's the first pitch. Gets just outside. One and 0 here.
Torres is such a compact strike zone.
Tries to compact that ball,
Yeah.
but instead comes up empty. So a 1-1 count.
not the, tallest guy to begin with, but he stands in there, gets really low to the ground. Nice compact stance. The zone is squished from top to bottom. And with his knowledge of where it is with his eye, makes it even harder.
1-1. Outside. 2-1. Keith Torres tonight. 2 RBI, 2 ribeye stakes to his ledger. Couple of walks, 3 singles. Has the full house. Now looking for the Yahtzee. Or the straight.
Or a royal flush of the bases.
Swings and misses, and Knight pumps that one in there. And it's 2-2. Big Train will head to the defensive side of things after this. Potentially one last time this game. Knight just has to get out of this inning first. Bases are loaded. 2 outs, 2-2 count to Keith Torres. And the pitch. Torres ropes one into center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit and potentially clear the bases. Go right in front of the center fielder Zmarzlak. And 2 runs are going to score. It's a 2 RBI double for Keith Torres. And things move all the more further from the Alexandria Aces. It is 15-1 Bethesda.
Just a beautiful piece of hitting there from Torres. Zmarzlak in center field shifted slightly to the left from our perspective back here in the box. And Torres just cutting that one straight into no man's land between Zmarzlak and McRae. 2 more RBIs for him. He's got 4 on the night now. And he is perfect on the day. 3 for 3, 2 walks, 3 runs scored himself. And a hefty laugh there from the Big Train dugout. We all know who that is.
Craig Lopez, ladies and gentlemen. Never gets old.
Never does.
Big Train have hung a 3 spot and a 15 spot on this game. Here's Matt Thomas, who homered way back earlier. Gets away. In comes the runner. Neareye will score. Torres, the third ball, gets away again, but a runner is in, and it's 16-1. Pass ball on the catcher. Torres to third, and the Big Train just continued to put salt in the wound. A wound that was opened up in the first inning and is really not closed. 2-0 now to Matt Thomas.
Thomas having the same question as us at the plate. Can't blame him. Man, how about Keith Torres tonight? Player of the game so far in my book.
Yep. No ifs, ands, or buts. 2-0. You can say Kemp, too, with his couple of ribeye stakes, and then Darius Foster with his 3. But really just...
Torres has been so consistent, though.
Yeah.
Like I said, 3 for 3 now with 3 hits, 2 walks, and 3 runs scored. In that 2-hole, picking up right where Austin Gauthier left off, and just massively productive in all sorts. And, of course, that steady defense up the middle as well.
As Thomas swings and misses there on the 3-0 count, it's 3-1.
Safe to say he had the green light. Coach Lopez. Just never gets old.
Coach
I know you just said it, but it just never gets
It
old.
really does. It hits like a truck every time, but, man, is it fun. Catches the strike zone, and the count runs full here with 2 outs. In the top of the 8th, Big Train have hung 4 runs on. They lead it 16-1, and they'll move into the
And
clinch position.
The first inning here in the 8th where things have really come via the base on ball.
Yeah.
Throughout most nights, obviously 16 runs on 17 hits. They've been hitting it, but now able to take advantage of the free passes.
As Thomas fouls it off, moving towards clinch station for the first time this season. First time, or 4 consecutive seasons. Obviously spanning 5 years. We all know what happened last year. Glad to be back here and bringing you Big Train baseball once again. Three and 2 here to Matt Thomas. The pitch. Taken ball 4, and Thomas is aboard. And the Big Train have now batted through in this inning. Here comes Grant Nip.
But first, Chris Bursett.
Yeah, might be time to get Knight out of the game. And there does seem to be a new pitcher coming in. We'll have that when we come back here on Big Train TV. First, a word from the Dandy Walker Alliance.
1 in 10,000 children are born with a brain malformation known as Dandy Walker syndrome. Dandy Walker can cause enlargement of the skull, lack of muscle control, and other developmental challenges. More research is needed, but we do know that early therapy helps many live healthier, fuller lives. 1 in 10,000 may not seem like a lot unless your child is the one. Learn more, find help, and help others. Visit dandy-walker.org.
Lucas Tuma, the new pitcher.
Number 4, Grant Nip.
Here's Grant Nip, the ninth man to come up to the plate this inning for the Big Train. First time he's batted in this inning as well. He flew out to right his last time up. With runners on first and third, we'll have to see what goes on. Swings and misses for strike one. 0-1 here from new pitcher Lucas Tuma. Chris Knight just ran into a brick wall after getting that second out. Really just fell apart. 0-1. Up the middle, could get through, but fielded by the second baseman. The long throw to first is not in time, and it's going to be an RBI single for Grant Nip. Very slowly hit, tough play to make regardless. And the Big Train now have their 17th run of the game.
Yeah, kind of similar to what I said about the play by Farquhar earlier in this game, as Alderman steps to the box for the second time this inning. Really nice play by Gonzalez, the second baseman, just to get a glove on that thing, not let it sneak through the infield dirt to the outfield grass. And a pretty good attempt. I mean, if not for the timing, he had it right on. But Nip just beat it out by a step.
Kemp geared up to launch one into the night there. Instead comes up empty. It's 0-1. Gets a whoop from the dugout. Alexandria Aces have a big lead to surmount as Kemp hits one off the end of the bat. Could be the final out, and it is. So the Big Train
Dropped it.
nearing in to clinch station as we head to the final inning here on Big Train TV. Nobody but Ryan Metz on the mound right now to close things out here with a 16-run lead. Hey, but you know, a couple of touchdowns and a couple of two-point conversions, and this is a game again. Metz dealing with 19 2/3 consecutive scoreless innings, could stretch it to 20 here, and has a good start there, popping the first strike for 0-1. Matt Stone leads things off, and then Gonzalez and McRae also due up. Bay Train tacked on 5 to stretch this into run rule capability. Blooped into shallow right, and that's their first hit since the first inning. So Matt Stone gets aboard here with with no one out, and up comes J.J. Gonzalez, who walked.
Yeah, quietly, Stone, obviously we've lauded him for his defensive capabilities behind the dish, but nice night at the plate as well. The one strikeout at the hands of Matt Bedford way back in the second, but also a walk and a single now. So Bedford's gotten on more than anybody else in this Aces ball club.
1-1. We'll have a post-game show after this as well. Ball taken. 2-1. Mets would love a nice ground ball here. J.J. Gonzalez today, 1 for 2, or 0 for 1. He walked. Gets the ball. It's 3-1. Good sizzle from Mets. Scoreless streak squarely on the line here with runners on. But the guy that knows how to operate with runners on. There's a strike from Metz. Very good location. Dots it. And the count runs full.
Hardy pop into the mid of near eye there.
I don't know why he would, but we'll see if Stone is running here on a 3-2 count. And he checks.
Nearly got him.
He checks on him. Okay.
Thinking the same thing as you are,
Yeah.
apparently. Great minds or something like that.
Payoff pitch here. Stone is not going. Right down the middle. Strike 3. Or strike 2?
Okay. Guess it was 3-1.
Oh.
Now it's 3-2.
Okay. And there's strike 3 called for out number 1. So, ball don't lie, baby.
Just getting ahead of the game there. Knew it was coming.
Predictive.
Blake McRae, the leadoff hitter tonight. It's 0 for 3. Ryan Metz has 1 out. 2 outs left before the big train roll into clinch station. First pitch. Fouled back.
All aboard for this one.
All aboard the big train. All aboard, all aboard. Choo.
I don't know what that was.
Yeah, that was Craig Lopez as he takes another strike 0-2, and Metz is just in close mode.
Quickly found his
Stride.
belongings and
Ain't nothing gonna break his stride. Nobody gonna slow him down. 0-2. It's a
just
grunt.
eye. Can't repeat that one either.
Yeah, can't repeat that on our broadcast, but yeah. 1-2 from Metz. Misses, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, just trying to get him a good go around on a little off-speed change up down the dirt.
17 runs on 18 hits. 1 run on 4 hits. 2-2 here. Up and in. Full count. All on the top step of the dugout, ready to explode. No, they're just probably all out there to hang out. I don't think they would.
Don't think the
Regular
down
season.
deep part of the dugout is.
Full count. Blooped into shallow center. Thomas leaping for it, but can't make the play. Nice effort as Cohn will have to field that one. So, 2 hits allowed in this inning for Ryan Metz, and up comes Garrett Farquhar. Again, squarely on the line. He is up to 20. Did stretch his streak to 20 scoreless innings. I have to figure out what the big train record is for that, because, yeah, it does span over 3-ish years, 2 years, I guess. But still
2
impressive.
seasons, 3
2
years.
seasons, 3 years. Impressive stuff for Ryan Metz. Is in his element. First pitch here to Farquhar. Takes a nasty cut at that one. And it's 0-1. Big Train have another game tomorrow night in Gaithersburg. We will be on the call for that one. Ben, that's your game.
Yeah,
Congrats.
I guess it is. Planning on having a second game here tonight, but do what we got to do.
Going around on a half swing is Farquhar, and it's quickly 0-2. Metz had an outing this year where he struck out 6 of 7.
That was that cutter there from
Has a Tyler
Metz.
Glasnow-esque glove
glove to the
set.
chin.
Glove to the chin. 0-2. Broken back grounder, not hard enough to get 2. Thomas will take the out at first and get it. And there's 2 down, and they're 1 out away from clinching the CRCBL. Alexandria down to their final out. Sacrifice 4-3 for Garrett Farquhar.
Number 10, Bobby Zamarzak.
So here's Zamarzak, and he stands as the final batter for Alexandria, barring another hit, obviously. Another base runner. Metz has got him right where he wants him, though, in a 16-run game, I guess. First pitch. Pops it in there for strike 1.
Yeah, definitely got that Scherzer grunt working now.
0-1 here to Zamarzak. Here's the 0-1 from Metz. Ball just outside. A little tail on that pitch that really snatched it out of the zone, and it's 1-1.
Close pitch.
Just 5 hits today for Alexandria, 2 of them coming in the last inning and 3 of them coming in the first inning. 1-1. Ripped into the gap in left center. On comes Foster. He's going to have to play it on a hop. And there goes the scoreless streak as 2 runners come in to score. So a valiant 20 1/3 scoreless streak for Ryan Metz comes to an end. As the Alexandria Aces tack on 2 more runs, it's 7-3. RBI single for Bobby Zamarzak, his second hit of the day.
Number 18, Mark Catula.
And he's just done it in the last 2 nights for Alexandria now.
Yeah. Catula now stands as the final out. Ryan Metz, I'm sure he's all right with that coming to an end, though. I'm sure he doesn't really care too much. He probably didn't. First pitch, grounded to third slowly. Here's the play for Sean Ewell. He sets and fires. It's in time, and the Big Train for the 4th consecutive season are your CRCBL champions, regular season champions, as they roll into Clinch Station and once again win it in the regular season. They win it 17-3 here in Alexandria.
Thank
So we say good evening for one final time here tonight at Frank Mann Field in Alexandria, Virginia. Ben Bobek and Tyler Gallo here with you for Big Train TV postgame as the Train again clinched their 4th consecutive CRCBL regular season championship with a 17-3 run rule victory in 8 innings over the Aces. Tyler, a great win for the Big Train to lock up another great regular season title for them. Your overall takeaway from tonight's ball game?
Well, yeah, they won the regular season title, and that's nice, but they have one thing on their mind, and that's winning the whole dang thing, as they really just showed that, they continue to roll over opposition this season. Really good performance tonight, right out of the gates, really solid hitting and taking their pitches, really tacking on them when they needed to, and it turned out to be a pretty bloated final score, but it was still a good one nonetheless.
Absolutely. 2 in the first, 4 in the second set the table. They added on 4 in the third to increase that lead. Quiet through the middle innings, but 5 in the 8th. Finished things off for the Big Train, as we said. The final line score presented by Bethesda Magazine for the Big Train, 17 runs, 18 hits, no errors. They left 9 runners on board the bases for Alexandria, the home team tonight. 3 runs on 5 hits, 2 of those coming in the final inning against Ryan Metz. 2 errors out in the field and 4 runners left on base. The winning pitcher tonight is Grayson Hitt. The loser is Connor Campbell. And Tyler, your offensive player of the game for the Big Train tonight. A lot of competition.
Yeah, but I think it has to be Keith Torres. I mean, was not retired one single time tonight. Really just filled out the stat sheet and stuffed it, and it was a great night for him. Couple of singles, a double, a lot of RBIs, and really just a great night altogether for the Flying Hawaiian.
Absolutely. You also mentioned Kemp Alderman before. I'm going to go another direction here for you. I do agree Torres overall, but another special shout-out to Nolan Shawnuel at third base tonight. Had an adventure in the field, but he did make the play that clinched the game in the bottom of the 8th inning, but also plenty of action at the plate as well. A couple hits, 3 walks, a hit by pitch. He scored 3 times tonight, had an RBI as well. A great day for Nolan hitting out of the 8th spot.
Really was, and he wasn't retired either, so him and Torres really had good days.
That was kind of my approach there, is find the other guy who wasn't retired.
Right, so it was just a good night altogether for the offense as they continue to roll, and they'll be ready for Gaithersburg tomorrow night with a little bit less weight off their shoulders for clinching this division.
Absolutely. How about the pitching as well? Matt Bedford with another sparkling start through 3 innings. He allowed just 3 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Grayson Hitt 3 relief appearances, 3 innings of relief, 4 strikeouts for him. Ryan Metz shut the door with 2 innings and 2 strikeouts. A very effective bullpen game here for the Big Train.
Yes, Bedford and Hitt really just didn't allow the hits, and that's really all that mattered in this one, and Metz came in and shut the door. For the most part, he allowed those 2 runs, ending that scoreless streak of his, but I don't think he cared too much or knew about it, like you said earlier on in the broadcast. Yeah, as we have shown all season, the pitching continues to be rock solid, and that's exactly what you need to win championships in this league.
Final thoughts on this game before we wrap things up and head up to Gaithersburg tomorrow night here on Big Train TV at 7 p.m.
Looking to slay the Giants tomorrow night for one final time. Of course, the house of cards fell on the Aces today as they lost 17-3, but, Aces still looking to lock up that second place spot in the standings as they look to